Hey everybody, today we're going to take a look at the human heart and we're going to use this beautiful model as an example. So, taking a look at the anterior view of the heart, you'll see that we've got the right side over here because this is patient's right, left side over here. And it's always best with the heart to use the pathway of blood flow to help guide you towards naming the anatomy. So that's what we're going to do. So, blood returns to the right side of the heart through the superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava. Gets dumped into the right atrium, which includes this appendage over here, referred to as the right auricle. Blood then goes into the right ventricle, where it passes through the right AV valve, otherwise known as the tricuspid valve. From the right ventricle, it proceeds to go through the right pulmonary semilunar valve into the pulmonary trunk. Pulmonary trunk is going to split into two arteries. We're going to have the right and left pulmonary arteries. You can see the left pulmonary artery very well here, but you need to look at the posterior view of the heart in order to see the other side. So we turn it around. Now we have patient's right on your right, patient's left on your left. So we have the left and right pulmonary arteries. From there, blood is going to go to the lungs. We're going to dump carbon dioxide. We're going to pick up oxygen. Blood is going to return through the pulmonary veins. And we have a pair of them here on the right, a pair of them here on the left. We have to have left and right because we have a left and right sided lung. This over here, where the blood is getting dumped into, is the left atrium. Okay. Left atrium also has its appendage, the left auricle. Now, blood is going to flow from the left atrium through the left AV valve, otherwise known as the mitral valve or the bicuspid valve, into the left ventricle. From the left ventricle, it's going to flow through the aortic semilunar valve into the ascending aorta, and then into the aortic arch. Now, in humans, there are 3 different arteries that branch off the aortic arch directly. Remember, in cats, there's only 2. More on that next time. But in the meantime, back to the heart. Let's go ahead and do a frontal or coronal section through the heart. There we go. Now, you can kind of see the heart divided into its left and right side, and you can see all the chambers. So we have our inside of the right atrium, right ventricle, the left ventricle, the left atrium. This muscle that divides the heart into left and right is referred to as the interventricular septum. Okay, septum is a wall, and this is a wall between the ventricles. So, over here, we have the right AV or tricuspid valve. So blood is going to flow through this valve from the atrium to the ventricle. The AV valves are attached to the heart by these long stringy things called chordae tendineae. They attach into papillary muscles. You can see the same thing on the left side over here, a little bit better. Here's our valve, left AV mitral bicuspid. Here are the chordae tendineae, the stringy thingies. And here's the muscle that heart is attaching into, referred to as a papillary muscle. If you get up close to the inside of the atrium, you can see these sort of honeycomb pattern called the trabeculae carneae. And these muscles are literally, that means like the meat columns, but these muscles here help the heart contract. Okay. And if I tilt the heart this way a little bit, you can see the semilunar valve, specifically the pulmonary semilunar valve, separating the right ventricle and the pulmonary trunk. And there you have it. That is the major parts of the anatomy of the human heart.